So why
Yep,
don't
yep.
we start with you just telling everybody a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Grady. Um, People call me Gradycat on the scene. um, I'm 34 years old. I've been seeing Humphreys for almost 20 years. Yeah, getting close to 20 years. 15 years, I guess. Had to think about that one. um, but yeah, I'm pretty simple. That's me.
Nice. Nice.
um,
So go ahead.
oh no, I was waiting on you. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. When was your first Umphrey show?
First time I saw Humphreys was March 7th of 2005.
Wow.
Um, it was in a really, really small 400 person venue in Nashville. Like you could imagine 400 people squeezed in a little tiny room. It was pretty epic.
Oh, I bet. It's hard to imagine 400 people squeezed into a room presently.
Yeah, I know, right? I would be about it.
So
uh,
before your first show, did you know of their music, or how were you introduced to Umphreys?
I really wasn't too much introduced to their music before I saw them. I was slightly familiar with the jam scene, maybe like Fish or Mo or something like that, but I wasn't like huge into that kind of music, and kind of went on a whim. Me and a couple of friends heard there was this really cool band playing in Nashville, and we lived in Memphis, so it was about a 3-hour drive, and we just kind of went on a whim, and literally changed my life. um, blew my mind seeing them, and I continued to see them. I think 5 more times that year.
Wow.
Was like, all right, let's go.
So you were hooked right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah.
What kind of
With the
music were you
Bonnaroo.
into before that?
In high school I listened to like Tool and 311. That was mostly my concert going experiences, were like 311 and Tool. They were the 2 bands that I'd seen the most live. But I liked, just I liked mostly, rock, classic rock, alternative. I was into mostly those kind of music.
So,
Not really any jam bands filtered in there too much.
so it's not surprising that you got into Umphreys.
No, not at all. They
You,
just rock,
oh yeah, absolutely. It's sometimes it's hard for me to kind of put them in the jam band category. Like
Hmm.
I don't really kind of put them there. I put them more in a progressive rock category.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, it took me a while to learn that too, because when you're young and you're like, what kind of music is it? You're like, oh, it's a jam band. It's a jam band. And then more and more listening, like, no, they're not really a jam band, but I guess you
I
can
think
call it what you will.
Well, I think it's just because of their style of music that it gets lumped into there, and just because of like the time period is that there's not really a lot of, I mean, there is other progressive rock bands, of course, but
Yeah,
not, like I think that's why they kind of get lumped in there, is because, they
but
do jam,
if
but
you take for instance, like I brought one of my friends to the show in Atlanta, and it was like his second time seeing him. The first time was in 2006, and he like doesn't really follow him or listen to him very much, and he was like, how much of this is improv? Oh my god! Like, because of their songs, if you don't know them, you would think as a beginner, they're like, oh wow, they're just making all this up. Like this is crazy. But as you learn more and more of their songs, you're like, okay, I recognize this. This is okay. This is just you kind of learn more about it as you go on, I feel like.
absolutely. And there's a lot to learn.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Absolutely.
So you were going to mention Bonnaroo 2005.
Yeah, that was my first festival really ever, and that was the whole reason I went, was because of Humphreys McGee, and that kind of opened a whole world to a bunch of other stuff as well.
Oh yeah.
Other bands, and just the whole scene in general kind of just blew up for me at that point. I just went full throttle.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And then summer camp 2006 was the first time seeing Mo. Actually, Humphreys McGee brought me to that festival, and it was actually like a Mo festival. And really just opened the door for that band. Like, I've seen them close to 100 times, and they're definitely one of my favorite bands as well.
Me too. I love Mo. Being from Buffalo, New York, it's easy to
right
absorb
on.
all the Mo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that you said that, because I've never heard anybody say that they found Mo through Humphreys. Usually it's the other way around. So it's very interesting that you said that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And a lot of, for some reason, Mo gets a lot of hate from the Humphreys scene. Of some people are like, oh, Mo, blah, blah, blah. And vice versa. Kind of the hardcore Mo fans will like sit on the rail at summer camp and not walk over and watch Humphreys just because they're like, no, we're gonna. I'm like, okay, I'll hold my spot. I'll be back. Yeah.
So what is your current Humphreys show count?
After Atlanta was 189.
Damn. That's
yeah.
impressive.
So I was hoping to hit 200 in 2020. That was my goal. So like after Iceland, I was going to be at 191, and it was going to be pretty easy. I had some shows planned for the summer, but it's okay. It'll be next year, hopefully.
Yeah, other plans. I have number 75 hanging in the balance, so I understand.
Yeah.
It'll happen. It'll just be that much sweeter when we can get to a regular show again.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait.
You did go to Atlanta though.
Yes, I did. Yeah, that was pretty fun. I did it right though. I social distanced. I didn't go try to find my friends and seek out and do it, and I stayed in my little zone and wore my mask, and I was just appreciative that we actually got to see that concert.
So what do you think about the drive-in show experience?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I feel like that was kind of a newer thing that they were doing. So a lot of the people, a lot of the security weren't like working together, kind of, sort of. Like they're just like, okay, tell them this. And then like, I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of for instance, we were standing under our hatchback in our car, and it was pouring down rain. And they're trying to tell us that we can't stand under our hatchback, that we need to be in our little 6-foot square. And it's like, dude, really? It's raining. It's raining cats and dogs, and you're telling me I have to go stand in the rain? Like, I mean, like they could have been, I don't know.
Right. And a little more lenient about that.
Yeah. And then something like, I understand like having to have your mask on, like everyone wearing their mask, but like they were being a little bit like too, like they were just like mask up, going around like enforcing it. And like, I just never felt at peace, like sitting there. Like I was always like, the security was just walking around, like counting how many people are in your square. And it was just kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And then having to drive in the place and drive out of the place. And, I stayed sober for both shows, which that doesn't happen too often, but I could see that not being very appealing to some people.
For sure. Absolutely. And it's probably the best choice to stay sober at shows with the drive-in, especially with the weather the way it was the second night. It's just, wouldn't have been a good time.
That was very scary too. We got in like super easy the first night, And we were like, all right, we're going last minute tonight. We're going to go in the last 20 minutes, pull up to our spot. Like, and it was just a complete, it was crazy. Like, our phone is telling us to get out of the car and go to a nearby ditch. Like, they're like tornado warnings, like park your car, get out. Like, oh my God, it was scary.
That is so scary.
Yeah. And then the venue not letting us in, and it like they detoured us to like 3 different places, and we were just like driving around in circles in this line for 2 hours. It was pretty crazy.
Wow.
But I feel like the boys made up for it though. They really did.
Yeah.
They were Backwards Hat Bayless came out and gave us a treat.
Absolutely. They made all the clusterfuck before worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
So what is a couple of your favorite venues?
I really like the Tennessee Theater in Knoxville. That was one of my favorite places. Also the Auditorium Theater in Chicago. They played New Year's there one year, and that place was amazing. I really wish they would sneak another show in that place some point.
I agree. That's a beautiful venue too. So tell me about the whole umphlove thing. How did it start?
Okay. Well, I used to work at Chick-fil-A, and I was a manager there. And part of my weekly duties were to call the sticker company and order the no pickle with cheese, just stickers that we had to use on all the sandwiches. And I got really good friends with the people that worked there. I called, they're like, hey, how's it going? You know, like we were on a first name basis at the sticker company. And one day I was just like, what if I wanted to put whatever I want on the stickers? Could y'all do that? They were like, yeah, absolutely. What do you want on there? And I was like, And so I like asked a few friends of mine, and one of my friends, Marion Starts, actually, that we went to a bunch of shows together. She was like, umphlove, one word, put umphlove. And I was like, I thought about it, and like one word just wouldn't have worked on the sticker. It works better 2 words. So that's what I went with. And I just went on a whim and bought them. And after the first show, they were a hit like immediately. So
I bet. When was the first show?
I believe it was. I'm going to say it was 2010. Yeah, because it's the 10-year thing just came up. So it was at Minglewood in Memphis. They played in 2010, and I saved it for the hometown show that I broke them out on. And I probably only handed out like 200 or 300 of them maybe that night, because I only bought 1,000 the first time. I bought 1 roll, so I wasn't like going crazy with it. And I would say I probably handed out like 200 or 300 of them at the show. The next night they played in Oklahoma. It was like 8.5 hour drive, like just like cannonball run all the way to Oklahoma. The next night, Jake had one on his guitar. Like less than 24 hours after busting them out. Like it was amazing.
That is amazing. I would have freaked out too.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just walks out and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what is that? And I like got up close and was like, no way. And like, I don't know if it was just like my excitement from that too, but that was like also like one of my favorite shows. Just their playing was definitely on point too, but I think I was just high from that. So I listened to that show a bunch. I re-listened to it.
That's incredible. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, did you ever really think that it was going to catch on like this? You just thought it was going to be one thing you made for some friends? No,
absolutely not. I continued to make the stickers for about 2, almost 3 years. Just make them. They actually took it out of my paycheck directly. Like every time I ordered them, like the money would just come out of my paycheck, and I really didn't even notice. It was nice, but I I bought them myself and handed them out, and more and more people started one, saying, "Hey, I want these, and one of my friends is really tech savvy and runs websites and stuff, and he was like that day, he was like, "Here you go, here's your website." I'm like, "Whoa, okay, I guess let's go with it." Let's see what happens. And it just kind of took off like crazy.
That's awesome. That's incredible.
Yeah.
What an awesome thing. I mean, it's on so many things now. I mean, the shirt I'm wearing, and you have things in the background. So what has been your favorite thing to see it on?
So I actually didn't actually witness it personally, but one time they were advertising for a Red Rocks show, and it was Dead and Company was playing at Boulder, and they flew an airplane around Boulder with a fucking umphlove banner on it, and it said the date for the Red Rocks.
That's
so I think
incredible.
that was one of the coolest things, is like all my friends out there sending me pictures of this airplane flying around with my logo in the air. So
yeah, wow, I have
probably,
goosebumps. That's incredible.
yeah, that was the coolest thing that I think I've ever seen it on.
Yeah, for sure. That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't even tell me they were doing that either. I gave them the JPEG image of the logo. I don't remember who asked me from the band, but they made a coaster. It was a productional coaster for Red Rocks. And so I gave them permission to use the logo for that. And then they threw it on this plane and flew it around. And so that's pretty cool. Really cool of them.
That is very cool. That's awesome. That is very,
but
very
yeah,
awesome.
The list goes on and on, from everything to glass and wood, and many people have tattoos, and it's just crazy how many different things that it became on.
It is. It's absolutely incredible. So how would somebody go about if they were making something and they wanted to throw the logo on there and do it the right way? How would they go about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for anyone using it and stuff like that. I just just simply permission just to use, I don't own the rights to the word umphlove, and I know some people think that I do or something, and they'll be like, "Can I use that?" I'm like, "Oh no, yeah, absolutely." I just like, if you're going to use the little orange circle logo or oval logo, yeah, totally. I usually just let people ask, and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, totally. Give me one if you're going to sell them,"
For sure.
But yeah, they other people have done it in the past that didn't ask, and I just kind of brush it off. It doesn't really bother me at this point. It's like they didn't know that it was me that created that, and they weren't trying to hurt my feelings. So
Right.
I always look at the bright side of things. I don't try to be negative.
That's a good way to be about it. That it's all about the community and the
Yeah.
umphlove. So
One of my times at summer camp, this guy was going around selling stickers, and he had 4 different stickers. That was a Mo sticker, the Mo logo, the Disco Biscuit sticker, the Bisco logo, Steal Your Face logo, and umphlove. And like, at first I'm like, fuck, this dude's selling my sticker. And then I stood back and thought about it, and I was like, for my logo to be on that board with those 4 different things, that's just amazing. Like, for people to think of umphlove, and what comes to mind is that little orange thing, like, yeah, sell those.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I actually stood next to the guy at a Mo show, front row, and instead of just being an asshole about it, I just introduced myself as myself. I didn't mention anything about the stickers, and I hung out with the guy at the Mo show, and then we walked all the way from the Mo show to the Humphrey show, and like are now really good friends. And, you know, if I would have approached that situation with animosity, it probably wouldn't have ended as good as it did. And so now he asks permission before he prints the stickers. He's like, hey, is it cool if I make some of these for summer? I'm like, absolutely. Yeah, totally. And he's sent me a care package here recently for the 10-year anniversary. It had a bunch of stickers and cool stuff in it. So all about the love in the community.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. And that's a great way to be about a lot of situations in life anyways. You know, if you come at it with a different perspective, it's probably turn out better than it could have.
Oh yeah.
That's such an incredible story.
Oh, thanks.
This whole thing is just so incredible that you're telling me. This is so great.
Yeah. And so at a point it got to where they were way too many of the stickers around because I wasn't filtering on how many of them I was selling, and I was just somebody order them, I'd sell them, you know, and it actually became a nuisance. And a few of the venues were complaining about stickers. And I think there was an instance on Jam Cruise to where they complained about it being stuck on Jam Cruise. And instead of the band making me quit making them altogether, we compromised on changing them from paper to vinyl and making them less abundant. And that way they weren't, you know, going to be any problems with it. So for about I would say maybe 3 or 4 years, I sold the vinyl stickers. And within 2 months of me stopped making the paper stickers, somebody else was making them, and they were on Etsy. Like, boom, like they made me quit, but it never stopped them. Like, it just opened up other windows for other people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a conversation with Bobby and Sam and Louie, and we were all talking about it. And I was like, I know y'all wanted me not to do this, but it's still being done, and it's being done by other people that didn't create it. And they were like, well, I see where you're coming from. So it's okay. You can make the paper stickers again, but just like, don't be as crazy with them. And so I compromised and told them that I would just do it through personal message Facebook. And that way I have more of a personal relationship with the people that I sell them to. And I'm like, hey, you know, just don't be a dick. Like, be respectful.
For sure. You got to respect these venues too, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially someplace like the
we were a little bit. Yeah, we were a little out of control at the Tabernacle one year, so I will admit.
A little excited.
It happens.
It does.
Yeah,
happen.
well, and they let you get away with murder at that place. So, like once you get in, like it was just, it was fun to watch though. But sorry if anyone had to peel those stickers off.
Whoever had to clean those up.
I apologize.
I have kids who have stuck stickers all over things, so I understand how not fun that is.
Yeah, they're not easy to get off once they've adhesed very well. Yeah, they stick really good.
Yeah. Do you have any plans to design something else?
Always, absolutely. Yeah, me and Sam Sutton have some pins, some umphlove pins that were in the works. As long as we have a zipper pull that we have with the logo on it that connects to your zipper. Nice. A couple of other things that I haven't even been announced yet. I might just go ahead and just drop it here while we're on the thing. But we have a Christmas ornament that we're gonna do.
Nice.
That's gonna be released on like Black Friday.
I will take a couple of those.
Yeah. So that's a thing that's new that's coming out. And I don't know if you know or familiar with Justin Willis and his like steampunk stuff. We have a really big project with umphlove steampunk as well. Ooh. So no, that's the first time y'all are hearing that.
Ooh.
So yeah, big big time. They're already paid for. They're already in the works. So that drop will be happening soon.
Very cool.
Super exciting.
Oh, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
So how did those projects come up?
Well, me and Sam have been doing stuff for a while. I guess it's all backwards on this thing, but these are all the pins that me and Sam have produced in the past.
Wow.
Some of them. Justin made that one and those two. But then there's like a glass blown one someone did, and a woodwork one that someone did. But yeah, those are all the ones that me and Sam have done together.
That's incredible.
Which is, a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very cool. That pink one over there on the side is very cool. That's
neat.
Yeah.
There's a couple. There's a Easter pink color, and then there's a pink one with hearts in the middle.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh, I love that. Love that.
I'll have to look through my drawer and see if I can track down any of those left.
Okay.
I fell. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Did it again.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, with these headphone wires.
Yeah, mine is the same way. You're good. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So
I'm not.
Go ahead.
I was saying I'm not savvy enough to have those AirPods,
Yeah, me neither. I would probably lose it anyways. It would be in like the dryer or something. So the Christmas ornament sounds very cool. I mean, how did that idea come up?
That was actually Sam's idea.
Nice.
We've been brainstorming on some stuff. Actually, I believe that was Marlowe's idea, his wife.
Oh,
so
cool.
I think that's what he said. So yeah.
That's very cool. I love that idea.
Yeah, actually, one year Barry Brown actually made an umphlove ornament for the Jake and Brennan Christmas show, and it was like a special present for VIP guests or something or another. I don't even know how many of them were made, but hopefully there's one around somewhere for me.
I'm sure that they'd be able to check one out.
They're supposed to be in the mix, but it'll make its way to me one day.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Mention was that it was 10-year anniversary recently of me handing out the first sticker, which is pretty awesome to think that that's been going on for 10 years. And there's some other funny stories and stuff of people. They're like newer fans that just don't even realize that it was a fan made thing. It was like they think it just comes with the package. Like, I don't know, it's awesome. I'm so glad that the community accepted that the way it did, and it's great.
Yeah, it is. Did you ever find out how Jake got that sticker?
You know what? I haven't. I'm not really sure who gave it to him the first. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if he would know at 10 years down the road if he would remember or not.
He might. I don't know. He remembers the most random stuff.
Yeah. I do not know who gave it to him.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, and he actually has. Well, there was 3 different fonts of the sticker that came out. That was like I changed companies one time, and then another time the company changed companies who they got them from, and it kind of slightly changed the font. And there's actually one of each different kind of stickers on his guitars. So there's 3 different of the stickers on 3 of his guitars.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that until recently when he did the little in-studio performances that he was doing in COVID, and he had all his guitars hanging up in his studio, and I was like zoomed in. I was like, oh wow, there's that one. There's like the timeline of them up there on the guitars. I was like, oh, that's so awesome.
That's so awesome. I've been there a couple of times and I've never noticed that. So the next time I'm there, I'm gonna definitely pay attention to that.
Check out the font. Check out the fonts.
That is so neat. That just makes it even more incredible.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Very cool. Well, this was wonderful. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
you're
taking
very
some time.
welcome. I'm hoping that like I said, I hope some new listeners will come your way because of this. Because a few of my friends that are in the scene that I've told about are like, what is it? I'm like, you don't know? I'm like, you need to know. So hopefully they'll be listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that everyone's going to be excited to hear the backstory of the umphlove. If they don't
Oh
know,
yeah,
I didn't know, so I'm excited for
great,
others to hear about it.
awesome.
All right. Well,
Well, heck
thank
yeah.
you.
Well, you're very welcome. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. This was
Glad
such
to
a
be a part.
pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah, glad to be a part of the dropped among this crowd. So.
Well, thank you for your
Well, all
time.
right. Well, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see what you have in the future. So.
Thank you. Lots of cool
You're
things in store for sure. So
heck yeah.
I'm always
Sounds great.
toiling and creating things over here. So
Awesome.
all right. Well, take care.
All righty. I'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.